Well, let's get our acceleration here with the Aviator. Oh boy. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over a 2021 Lincoln Aviator. This particular one is in the Reserve package, but first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for providing us with this Aviator. Check out their inventory in the link below. Let's just get straight into the video. Now, under the hood of the Aviator, we have a twin turbocharged 3-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 17 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 415 pound-feet of torque. Over the front end of the Aviator. So first and foremost, I love these body lines on the hood, especially the one down the center, just really nice looking in general. And then you can see we've got these full LED lights, and then you've got the little LED turn signal just down there at the bottom. Parking sensors all along the front end here with the Aviator, and then you've got Lincoln's signature front grille with the gigantic Lincoln logo. And other than that, the front end just still looks super elegant and modern. Now, coming around to the side here, we've got two 75mm tires and 22-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. I absolutely love the design here on the wheels. Just looks super intricate and absolutely insane in general. You can see it's just kind of like this gigantic spiral type design. And then here's a quick look at the front suspension here on the Aviator as well. And then you can see you've got the Aviator logo there on the side. I love how the top of the mirror is actually blacked out, which is another nice little thing. But here is your full side view on the Aviator. Let's pop into the back of the Aviator. So first and foremost, you actually get some extra storage space just underneath this little panel right here. And then there is a full little 12-volt. And then this is pretty cool. So you actually can lower the third row just with this little button right here. So you press that button and then it'll throw the seat right down for you. And then you can press the other button right here and it'll switch the seats from what they're at right now. So notice that the one that I lowered down is going up and the one that is up is now going down. Pretty neat little thing on that, but other than that, that is everything for the third row. Let's go over the back end of the Aviator. So first off, you get the Lincoln logo back there, and you have this awesome light bar, and then you can see all the exhaust tip action happening there down below. Definitely makes it look a whole lot sportier. If you're wondering, towing capacity is about 6,700 pounds. You do get parking sensors in the rear as well. But again, you got that like sleek design here in the back. It just looks really good. Here's a door panel in the back of the Aviator. So first and foremost, you can see that you've got the little sunshade right here, and then you've got nice soft touch all along the entire door panel. Yes, you've got the electric opener for the door itself, and you get your little window control here with the door lock and unlock. I love the look of the speakers here in the back. They just look really nice and premium. And then coming to the seats themselves, again, really nice look on the seats. You can see all the perforated leather there in the center of the seats. Again, just in general, really nice look. But let's actually pop in. So stepping in, step in height, it's really easy to get back here. If you're wondering, I'm 5'11", I've got a decent amount of headroom. Legroom is also pretty solid as well. If you're wondering, this is a little screen where you can control the climate controls from the rear. And then you can see you've got a full power outlet here in the back, and then a little 12-volt as well. And then pulling this down, you can see that, well, the cup holder's magically popped out for us, so we didn't have to do any work there. But yeah, overall, the back here is pretty nice. And if you guys are wondering, with the third row, I'd reserve that for kids. It's definitely tight back there. The second row, you can very comfortably fit adults, though. Here's the door panel on the front of the Aviator. So first and foremost, again, you've got all that soft touch all over the entire door panel, and then the electric door opener. The seat controls are actually on the side of the door, just like Mercedes. You've got your memory seats as well. And again, those speakers look so beautiful. All of your window controls, and then you've got your mirror adjustments, and then your door lock and unlock. And then here are the seats at the front. Again, I really love the look of the seats. They just look super unique and different compared to what most cars have. And they've got a million adjustments in them. You can see even down here on the legs as well. And obviously, since the adjustments are on the door, you're not going to have any adjustments on the side of the seat. And then you can see you've got the pedal layout right here, little Lincoln plaque, and then you've got the double pull for the hood release. And then this is to open up the trunk right here, and then you've got your light controls right next to it. The steering wheel is automatically adjustable, and there's one more look before we pop in. Now here is the steering wheel in the Aviator Reserve. I really love the overall look of the steering wheel itself. You got really nice leather all around, and then you've got the black stitching there on the center of the steering wheel. You can see you've got paddles on the back if you do want to shift the gears yourself, and then you've got the nice leather airbag cover here with the Lincoln logo in the center. Most car manufacturers just have plastic there. They actually did pretty nice with that. And then you can see you've got the voice control right here. And over here you've got the cruise control, which if you press that on, then you can see the bottom portion pops on. And then these are pretty cool on the side. They also will change depending on what menu you're in. So you can see if you pop over into different menus, it illuminates depending on what menu you're on. Pretty cool little thing with the steering wheel. But other than that, that is everything for the steering wheel portion. And then you can see you've got the stock for the little turn signal on that side, and then the windshield wipers on the other side. And these stocks actually look pretty nice. Here is the center instrument cluster with the Aviator. You can see that it's just a full digital readout, which is pretty cool. You've got that menu on the side, which you can scroll through a couple different bits of information. You can have it be like the column screen if you don't want anything there on the side, which I think is pretty neat. And then if you pop into the other things, like let's say you go to the navigation, you can see that pops up right there. And then we can, for example, go over to the music, and then that'll pop up there on the screen as well. Super customizable, pretty cool. But then we also have the drive modes as well. So you can see those will pop up. So you've got the conserve, my favorite, excite, and notice when you go into the excite drive mode, it actually changes everything, makes it look a little bit more aggressive, right? And shows you the RPMs because they assume you're going to be shifting the gears yourself. But that's obviously for good fuel economy. And then you've got your normal, and then you've got your slippery, and then deep snow conditions. Pretty cool with all the different drive modes, how it actually changes the whole setup, and I think the naming on it's pretty cool as well. Now here's the center infotainment system. First and foremost, let's pop it in reverse so you guys can see the backup camera and what that looks like. So you've got a backup camera, full trajectory lines, and then you can zoom in on the receiver hitch as well if you'd like. And then you do have a bird's eye view on top of that with the camera system. Now there's a camera button just below the infotainment system, and that'll pop up the little camera system as well. So pretty simple on that. As for the rest of the infotainment system, response time on it is really solid. The same thing what they have in the Fords. Obviously, they just make it look a little bit prettier for Lincoln, which obviously I appreciate that. I love the ambient lighting because you can choose a bunch of different colors for the interior. The other thing is with the seats, if you press the little seat button, or if you actually press it, sometimes I just don't press stuff, you do have the massage function, which is pretty nice. And then you can see all of the different customizations on that for the driver and the passenger. And you know what? Today, I think we're going to go for a relax and recovery because I've filmed like, I think 20 videos this week. It's been pretty crazy. Down below the infotainment system, we have a couple controls. So you've got the stop start button over here, and then you've got this nice leather padding with the stitching all across. And then you see you've got the little camera button. This is for your parking assistance, and then this is for some safety tech. It's just a shortcut there on the infotainment system itself. Gear selectors down here, just a bunch of buttons. Just press them to go into the different gears. Nothing too crazy with that. And then you can see you've got a bunch of wood trim here in this area, which looks really nice. Got your volume controls, controls for the climate. Remember, you've got the one in the back, and then you've got the two at the front. And then you do get heated and cooled seats, as well as a heated steering wheel in that little area. And then we can see here we've got the wireless phone charger in here and a couple of USBs just hiding this little panel, which just looks very, very nice. Parking brake, the drive modes, which I already went over with you, and then you can cover these cup holders up as well if you'd like. And then there's just random little storage space. Not sure what that's all about. Now coming over here, we do have the center console, which you can see storage space in there is pretty decent. But on top of the center console, again, really nice leather, just looks and feels really nice. And then coming over to this part of the dash, again, look at all the nice leather, the wood trim, just all of it looks very premium. Then if I reach really far, you can see you've got the glove box right there, which again lined with felt, and just look at how all this interior flows together. Just really nice, premium looking. Now up top here we do have the sunglass holder, and then you've got the universal garage door openers. Now this one does have a full panoramic sunroof, so you can let a ton of light into the cabin. The controls for the sunroof are just over here in this little area. And then with the lights, notice that you just kind of like tap your finger over them to turn them on or off. You don't press it, you just kind of like tap your finger on it. Well, now that we're done going over the interior on this Lincoln Aviator Reserve, let's quickly get into pricing. So, in terms of pricing, this Aviator Reserve stickers for about $75,000 for any type of market adjustment. That all being said, let's take this Aviator Reserve out and see how it drives. Talk about visibility before we set off here in the Aviator. So you can see visibility over the hood. It's actually pretty easy to see out of, and it's cool to see the little line there in the center. I should call it really a center ridge. There's your visibility through both the mirrors. Remember, they do have blind spot monitoring. And then here's all throughout the rest of the rear. So a bunch of very large windows, really easy to see out of in general. And that all being said, well, let's set off. We are initially setting off here in the Lincoln Aviator, and first and foremost, let's talk about the road noise and the ride quality. And this is where the Aviator really shines, because not only is it exceptionally quiet in this cabin, but because of the suspension setup they have on this, it rides very, very smooth. It's just a really comfortable driving experience in general. And sorry about all this Provo traffic, but well, you guys know the drill. When I'm down filming here, it's always the same story. But let's actually get up and going here in the Aviator. Yeah, so much torque. This just has so much low end torque. I absolutely love it. It's easy to get up and go, no problem whatsoever. And the ride quality is really good with the Aviator. So like, if you're looking for a luxury car experience, this is definitely going to give it to you from a ride quality perspective, and also from an insulation perspective. You don't hear a whole lot of wind noise, you don't hear a whole lot of noise from other cars. Brakes are really good as well. Yeah, really solid so far, and we'll kind of see how it does through this roundabout with the handling. Yeah, handles really well. Definitely, I mean, this is a pretty big sized SUV, and it doesn't feel big whatsoever with that handling. That's actually really solid. Now, I do want to pop it over into the Excite drive mode right there. I went the wrong way by accident. Obviously, this is for like the sporty and engaging driving. We'll get this for acceleration. In the automatic mode, it just holds it in a little bit of a lower gear and feels even more responsive than before, which I wasn't sure that was possible because this is already such a quick little SUV. Well, let's get our acceleration here with the Aviator. Oh boy. You could actually get in trouble with this. It is super quick. And that was in the automatic mode. So we'll see what happens when I actually put it in the manual mode and shift the gears myself. That transmission is really responsive. Yeah, you guys know I have a similar engine to this in my Raptor. Obviously the Raptor is the 3.5 and this is a 3.0, but they're pretty similar in terms of how they feel from a driving perspective. That's so crazy. So they've tuned this transmission, I can definitely tell, to be a lot less jerky than what's in my Ford Raptor. What they've kind of done is they made it so that this transmission is just a lot smoother. Even when you're in manual mode, even when you're in the sport mode, it's still super buttery smooth, which again is going to go towards the luxury driving experience because you're not getting jerked every time you have a gear shift. And like I said, I think my Raptor is a really good example. When I'm in the sport mode in my Raptor and I upshift, the truck kind of like, it doesn't like crazy, but like you can feel it. Whereas this, it's just seamless with the gear shifts, and that'll actually get me summing things up with the Aviator. So even though in the past I have knocked it a little bit for not having like a fully leather covered dash and all this other stuff, and obviously it's a little bit more expensive from a price point perspective, the Aviator does such a good job being a luxury car. It's really comfortable, the ride quality is great, the acceleration is really smooth and effortless. Like, it just hits all the key points that you want it to hit for a luxury car. And so if you're looking for a luxury third row SUV, you have to check out the Aviator, and more importantly, you have to drive it to be able to fully experience what this vehicle is about. That is going to sum things up on our video with this 2021 Lincoln Aviator Reserve. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for providing us with this Aviator. Check out their inventory in the link below. I will see all of you in that next video.